All right, everybody. So in class today, I'm going to be teaching everybody about a few different types of poems. So now we already know all of the things that go into writing poetry. We've talked about alliteration, personification, using imagery, all of those literary devices and those poetic devices and figures of speech that we've used. We're going to then take those ideas and put them into poetry. Now, there are several different types of poems. I'm going to talk with you guys about 4 of them. And then when you guys come into class, you're going to be writing poems, and I might say, okay, with your cinquain poem, you have to have an example of alliteration. Or with your haiku poem, you have to include an example of personification. But in order for you guys to do that, you have to know about different types of poems. So the first type of poem I'm going to teach you about is called a cinquain. So a cinquain poem is pretty short. It's only 5 lines. Line 1 has 1 word and is the title of the poem. Line 2 describes the title in 2 words. Line 3 uses 3 words to express action. Line 4 uses 4 words to express a feeling. And line 5 uses 1 word that restates the title. So you guys, in a sense, it's a very, very, very short poem. So we have, 3, 6, 11, 12. 12 words total. Okay, so here is an example, several examples actually I can show you guys. So remember, we have our title, okay, for our topic, whatever our title is for line 1. Then we have some words here that are going to describe that. Then we have some action words, okay, and then some kind of emotion, and then another word that relates back to the title. So for the first one, puppy, ornery, naughty, growling, jumping, chewing, a playful bundle of trouble, a boxer. Okay, so these are very, very short and simple, sweet, and easy. And I do want you guys to be thinking about, when you write a cinquain poem, what is something about you that you can use to express yourself by using a cinquain, okay? Maybe something you're interested in. For example, if you like penguins, sure, write about penguins. If you like tacos, write about tacos, okay? All right, the next type of poem is called a haiku. And I know that maybe some of you guys have either heard this before, maybe you've learned it in the past, and maybe you forgot. A haiku is a 3-lined poem. Okay, so again, it's very short, but this one comes with a challenge, okay? They have different syllables. And if you don't know what syllables are just how many sounds are in a word. So for example, the word water, okay? And I usually always tell kids to clap it out. So water, water. Or if I said table, table, okay? So line 1 in a haiku has 5 syllables total. Line 2 has 7 syllables, and line 3 has 5 syllables. In haiku poems, they do not have to rhyme. Okay, same with the cinquain, they don't have to rhyme. Classic haiku poetry focuses on nature, and I am going to hold you guys accountable for that. When you write your haiku poem, I do want it to be about the topic of nature, and nature comes in many forms. Snow, a forest, an ocean, thinking about the different clouds, okay? So be thinking about that. Okay, so here's an example of a haiku poem, An Old Silent Pond by Matsu Basho. Okay, so you'll notice over here on the right, we have 3 lines. Okay, so in our first line, this should have 5 syllables, then second line 7 syllables, and then 5 syllables. So I'm gonna clap out the syllables so you guys can hear it. An old silent pond, there's 5 syllables. Next one, we gotta have 7. A frog jumps into the pond. And then we have 5. Splash, silence again. Okay, so we'll practice these in class. You guys will be writing one of these. The next type of poem is called a free verse. Now, the beautiful thing about free verse poem is that, you guys, it's exactly what it sounds like. It is a free verse. So in free verse poems, they don't have to rhyme. They don't have a set number of syllables. But with free verse poems, this is where you really need to use those literary devices. Use examples of alliteration. Use examples of personification. Use metaphors. Use similes. All of those things that we've talked about, okay, are really, really powerful way to make your free verse poem sound really, really great. So a free verse poem means that it does not follow any rules. It will also use poetic devices such as metaphors, similes, personification, onomatopoeia, etc. So here's an example of a free verse poem called I Hear America Singing by Walt Whitman. I hear America singing the varied carols I hear, those of mechanics, each one singing his as it should be blithe and strong. The carpenter singing his as he measures his plank or beam, the mason singing his as he makes ready for work or leaves off work, the boatman singing what belongs to him in his boat, the deckhand singing on the steamboat deck, the shoemaker singing as he sits on his bench, the hatter singing as he stands, the woodcutter's song, the plowboy's on his way in the morning, or at noon intermission, or at sundown, the delicious singing of the mother or of the young wife at work, or the girl sewing or washing, each singing what belongs to him or her and to none else. The day what belongs to the day, at night the party of young fellows, robust, friendly, singing with open mouths their strong, melodious songs. So you'll notice in this poem it doesn't rhyme, okay? It doesn't have certain number of syllables or anything like that. But what it does here, it includes a lot of imagery. So if we look at the first line of this song, right? I hear America singing the varied carols I hear. So instantly right there we have that sense of imagery, right? Imagining hearing different Americans. But then we have personification, right? I hear America singing. Our country itself does not sing. They're also using that as a metaphor, talking about the different types of people here, right? In America, we have mechanics, carpenters, masons, boatmen, all of these different types of people, okay? So free verse poems are really, really fun and unique, and you can write about anything that you want. But again, when we use those poetic devices, it really does help to strengthen that free verse poem, okay? The last type of poem, I've never included this in my ELA classes only because I do find them to be pretty simplistic, but at the same time, I think poetry is a great way for anybody, okay, students, adults, whoever alike, to really express themselves. And I love, love, love an I am poem. I think that it's a really great way to help build up our self-esteem, to build up our confidence, and maybe to kind of tap into some of those things within our hearts that we don't necessarily see about ourselves, okay? So an I am poem is a way to talk about yourself by putting it into words. I'm going to give you guys a template in class, okay? So this is what it looks like. So you're going to put I am, then you'll put your name, and you will just go through the rest of the poem, okay, and filling in the blanks, okay? And then afterwards, when you read it, when everything is done, it's just a great tribute to yourself. And I think having that self-love and writing a poem like this and having that self-care is a really great way for us to kind of see ourselves for who we truly are. All right, so when you guys do come back to school, we will be working on writing these poems in class, so there will be 4 of them. So I hope to see you back. Bye.